Yeah, that's right. I'm wearing the Ratatouille sweater in this video. That's how you know this is serious business. We have a big topic today of discussion. Something that has been deeply saddening me as of late. And I'm sure you saw the title. I pose a question. I ask, why? But this isn't one of those videos where you see that question and you get an answer in the video. No, this title is simply a question. This is a question without an answer. I'm not about to break down the psychology of humanity and figure out why this is happening. I'm simply making this known because I don't see enough people talk about this in video form, at least. A lot of people on Reddit like to make a big deal about this for sure. I see posts about this all the time because this is a huge talking point in specifically the Fire Force community at this very moment. Today we're talking about fandom toxicity or competitiveness, the competitive nature of fandoms. Specifically, because it's a manga channel, in the manga and anime community. But this extends far beyond that. This phenomenon has hit the Fire Force community like a truck. So recently, the Fire Force anime did the Arthur versus Dragon fight. The biggest fight in the series, in my opinion, one of the best fights ever, period. In fiction, I think it is absolutely incredible, and this episode did it justice for the most part. I think it was an absolutely incredible adaptation of the fight. Presentation was off the charts, animation was stunning, art was beautiful, voice acting on point, across the board, an incredible episode. And it absolutely deserves praise. This is one of the best fights of all time, okay? In my opinion, and in many others. So, folks take to IMDb. This site has become the bane of my existence in recent memory because of just how seriously everybody takes it. You may have caught wind of this whole situation before this because of a situation that happened with Breaking Bad and Night of the Seven Kingdoms, two regular TV shows, where people were review bombing the critically acclaimed episode of Breaking Bad, Ozymandias, everybody knows this one, because they wanted their show, their new show, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, that had an amazing episode apparently. I haven't watched that show, I don't know. They wanted that to be like the highest rated thing on IMDb ever. So it became a competition of both fandoms review bombing each other. Why? What is this? I just don't understand. Let's go to Fire Force now. This is a manga channel. I simply just want to read some of these reviews to give you guys a picture of what this is. So obviously, most of the reviews are positive on IMDb. When this first dropped, it was at a 9.9, okay? Now it's at like a 9.6 or 7, something like that. Because of these people who just rate it a 1 because they like another show better. What the So you'll notice some two key series that get brought up here a lot, and I'll let you uncover that as we progress, but we're starting off with One Piece. And I think these shows in particular, it's this and another that are the two biggest contenders here. I think it's these in particular because they have episodes that are very highly rated on this website, on IMDb, and it's a competitive thing for no reason at all. So here we go, let's start. One Piece is Loke better. One Piece is LWK better. Is that like Loki? One Piece follows the story of Monkey D. Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates, which that alone surpasses all other anime. But when you really think about it, One Piece solos because Nami exists, so why wouldn't you agree with that? For the ladies, Zoro exists, and he's a top 3 character too, and he solos all sword users out of all anime. Oh, okay, I understand. It makes perfect sense. I understand why you'd give that a 1 out of 10 because of that. Wow. He really elegantly stated his opinion here. That is so well done. Thank you for that. I'm leaving all names anonymous, by the way. You don't need to attack these people. One Piece is simply superior. How on earth did this get such a high rating when One Piece exists? This episode is so bad compared to One Piece. Laughing emoji. I can't believe people genuinely watch this and then rate it on the same level as One Piece. One Piece is literally the pinnacle of anime and manga. Nothing is superior. Now I have to rate this a 1 out of 10 so that the rating will be brought down, even if only by a little, so that One Piece reigns supreme. So they're just outright stating their mission statement. What is this? What is this? Oh my god, this drives me crazy. What are we doing? Why are we cannibalizing each other? We all like anime. Can we just like come together? The answer is no, that's impossible. One Piece better. LOL trash, no one loves this shit. One Piece is so much better than this Fire Kids show. Absolute waste of time. I'd rather watch Doraemon than this shit. This Fire Kids show doesn't even come close to One Piece, the GOAT. Just cool fire, everything, everywhere, and this kids show thinks it's actually something. This show is not even at 1% of One Piece. Arlong Park, better than Fire Force all seasons. What the hell, bro? Oh my god. One Piece, way better, noob. One Piece is better, this sucks. I felt like this was so boring and everything the episode was so mid and what's way better is One Piece, only One Piece deserves the best rating, not Fire Force. This episode was so mid and stuff didn't deface a 9.9. It's buns and has too much fan server mid-anime. Come on, man. Like, can you guys at least, like, type better? You know exactly what all these people look like. It's this. They look exactly like this. This is everybody that is typing these. Why are we letting this happen? All right, now let me move into the other side of the coin. This is a two faction war with some others that I will touch on. The One Piece I touched on, like, I think you get the point. Now, let's go to the other. Attack on Titan. Oh boy. This shit ain't it, gang. AOT better. Attack on Titan is often considered better than Fire Force because of its deeper story and character development. Its plot explores war, freedom, and sacrifice in a complex way. Meanwhile, Fire Force focuses more on action and comedy, making it entertaining, but less serious overall. Yujiro claps the verse. Okay. Yujiro's from Baki, first of all. And what does any of this have to do with anything? Who cares? These are two different, you say it yourself, they're two different series. They're fundamentally different. They're doing different things. They're trying to say different things. What is this? I know this is all rage bait and I'm falling for it, but, oh, I'm sorry, Shanks. This is just insane. I have to call attention to it, man. Attack on Titan is the best. Attack on Titan will always be better than Fire Force. Shake hands. Yeah, we're all shaking your hand on that one, buddy. Attack on Titan, Shingeki no Kyojin, is a groundbreaking action anime series with elements of drama. I'm not reading that. That's just a plot synopsis of the show. What are you doing? What's the goal in that one? No, you're not even making a point here. You're just copying and pasting the summary. Try harder. AOT folds this anime. AOT is way better in story, plot, characters, character designs, not to mention its plot twist and foreshadowing that is on another level does not compete with this anime. Sure, Fire Force may take the show takes the fight scenes, but that's all, and so if you ever reach this far reading my rating, oh, here we go, then you should at least know that this is a rage bait. This is also not a bot account. I'm just trying to clear the name of the anime that got trolled by other toxic fans, because if an episode is so good, then one stat rating is not possible at all, even if it's an option. I will be removing this rating of mine after 1 to 2 days. Thanks. Look at that. This is the crux of the problem. So some people are doing this in retaliation because their series got the same treatment. I guess Attack on Titan got review bombed at some point. I don't know what episode, I don't know what happened. But their response here is to go to an anime that probably had nothing to do with that and review bomb it because their show was mistreated. Huh. Okay. This is fascinating. This is a complex battle being fought all across the globe. Now, this doesn't just extend to those two series. I also want to highlight a couple others that I thought were funny. First of all, Dragon Ball wipes. Okay, we're bringing up Dragon Ball in competition with Fire Force. Nothing comes close to the peak of Dragon Ball. I've watched all shows. People say that's better, and it's simply not true. None of the trash big three, no AOT, FMAB, Code Geass, none, and now I see people say this was a good show, so I watched it, and it was so bad. I never wanna watch something so boring again. Yeah, I'll need to turn this off and go watch Dragon Ball. Lol. Alright, bro. Alright. Fair enough. Sorry, but Bleach is better. I love Fire Force. What are we doing here? I love Fire Force, but I can't let it be on the same level as Bleach. And Fire Force is kind of cringe. Bleach got review bombed all the time too. So what? We can't do it back? Back at who? I don't think Fire Force fans did this. See me review bomb you too. You can't stop us. I used to love Fire Force, but now it's just cringe and stupid. It does have its moments, but can it really compare to Blade is Me moment and stuff like that? This one's unreal to me. He's fighting ghosts. This guy is actually fighting ghosts. You can't stop us, he says. We really have a war being fought out here, guys. Are you in the battle? Are you in an opposing force? Did you join a faction? Let me know in the comments what your faction is. I'm so curious. I gotta get a tally of the head count of each of the armies, each nation at war. And I want to end with this one because it really just lays it all out on the table. Right, just right in the title of the review. Here we go. I'm a big fan of Jujutsu Kaisen, so I have to rate this 1 star. Bro, why? No, you don't. Oh my god. I'm a Jujutsu Kaisen fan, so I should give this episode 1 star, but it's very good. It's probably the best episode released in this show. I'm not just siding with Jujutsu Kaisen, I'm siding with the truth, because it's rare to find an anime as great as Jujutsu Kaisen or AOT. These 2 series are among the best in history. Dude, this guy's literally saying that this is right up there with like the best anime episodes of all time, but because it's not as good as these other 2, 1 star. That's it. This is the whole problem. This is where it comes from. It's people like this. It's a competition. It's 2 extremes. You either give it a 10 or a 1. There's nothing in between. They might as well get rid of every other star in the whole system. I'm not even talking about the rating system. Just wipe out every star in our galaxy. Why not, man? We don't need them anymore. We just need this. We need peace, guys. We need peace. We gotta come together. I know. I understand. Let me sit you on my lap and let Grandpa Cage tell you a story from back in his day. I come from the big 3 era. You see all these things around me? Bleach, Naruto, One Piece. All 3. And that extends beyond just the big 3. I love the big 3 era of manga. The early 2000s to late 2000s, that era is my favorite era of manga of all time. It's what made me fall in love with this medium that I now consider like my life, basically. I love manga so dearly, it means the world to me. There were wars, okay? Not of the surrounding series. It really was just these 3, pretty much. These 3 fandoms were at war with each other. And then like another sub-faction of Dragon Ball for some reason was also thrown into the mix back then. And back then, I was a part of this. I fought in these wars. I was a ride or die Naruto. I was like, forget everything else, Naruto all the way. Then, oh, I get tired of Naruto. Oh, I did something I didn't like. Forget Naruto, thrown out the window. One Piece, I'm all into One Piece now. I love it. I read both at the same time. I would just choose one to like more than the other. I couldn't just like both. Bleach I didn't even care about back then. I wasn't even on my mind. Completely disregarded. I couldn't read all 3. Who could do that? You gotta pick a side in the war. You can't just read all 3. What are you doing? Then as I matured, which is why I know that all of these people writing these reviews are children, because hey, I was too. As I matured, I realized all these manga are great. I can like all 3. Let's read Bleach. Let me fix this. Let me reread Naruto. Oh, love it. Let me reread One Piece. Did a whole One Piece reread. Oh, absolutely love it. Wow, I love all 3. What the hell? No way. Who would have thought? They're all great manga. I just love manga. We all love manga. I guess this is anime. I love anime too. I love both. We just love these things. Why do we have to fight for no reason? Why can't we have multiple things be the highest rated thing on IMDb? Sure, Attack on Titan had some great episodes. JJK has amazing episodes. One Piece, phenomenal episodes. Obviously, all of them. But this one Fire Force episode is phenomenal. It's incredible. It's just as good. Let's celebrate. Why are we doing this to each other? We're eating each other alive for no reason. As I stated, this extends far beyond this isolated issue. This happens all across the board to every other series, really, that has highly rated, critically acclaimed episodes, even outside of the anime community. And to wrap this all around, Manga Cage, let's bring it back to manga. This applies to manga as well, and I have an example straight from the source. Me, right here, on this channel. This is a discovery I made a while ago, but I haven't really found a good opportunity to bring it up in a video until now, but I'm going to address it. Do you guys recall the Manga Cage Awards? This is a award show that I did I did last year. I will do it every year from now on, but first one was last year. And we had a tie for Chapter of the Year. The Chapter of the Year award was the best chapter of last year. It's between Kagurabachi Chapter 84 and One Piece Chapter 1165. As you can see, I'll show you the chart right here. It was a perfect tie at 98.8% on both of them. This is from Google Forms. So to break the tie, I decided to do a YouTube poll. Completely public, no extra link to click, it's just right there on YouTube to settle the tie. And for a little bit, it was actually neck and neck. It was really close. I was getting excited. I was like, oh man, it's gonna be a tough competition. I cannot wait to see who comes out on top. Both really good chapters. I think there were better chapters of both personally, but these were community picked. Kagurabachi 85 I think was better than 84, but hey, whatever. But after a while of tight competition, not even a while, just a short while, Kagurabachi jumped ridiculously high, and it ended up winning with 80% of the votes, with 620 voters. Whoa. Okay, so something's up. I didn't know what for a while. In the comments, there were a lot of people with this meme. It was like, Bocce Bros proceed, which is a meme in the community from a while back. Poll spotted, go vote, whatever. Some poll meme with the Kagurabachi community. Kagurabachi always wins polls, I guess. Wow, okay, let's rig polls. That's awesome and epic. So I was a little disappointed that the competition ended up being non-existent because of a meme, basically. It wasn't like a real competition with people fairly voting on each side. But upon further investigation, I realized that this didn't even stem from just my YouTube audience. This actually extended outside of it from Reddit. And again, I'm going to censor names, but this is a post that got 432 upvotes on the Kagurabachi main subreddit, where somebody just said, "Bocce Bros, we gotta lock in," and posted and linked my poll. I'm not a big YouTuber, okay, at all. I have sub 2,000 subs right now. Why did this happen? Just somebody happened to watch me, and because it was a poll with Kagurabachi in it, I was posted on this subreddit, and that sent the army my way. This is where they came from. All of you that got really upset about the results of that poll, here's your answer. This is what happened. Now you know. I will do my best to rectify this in the future. I'm going to make a Google form for even a tie in the future. So this should never happen again. But maybe it will. I don't know. If it gets posted to Reddit, there's not much I can do about it. This sucks. This is not a cool thing to do. So I also want to address this comment chain because, hey, I'm the guy. I'm the YouTuber in question here that they're talking about. Let's read this. This top guy, very sensible. He has, or they have, the alternative view of this, and it got a good amount of upvotes as well. So people agreed. Guess it didn't really matter though. I don't think it's a good idea to mobilize the Bocce Bros to flood the polls like that. The YouTuber probably hopes to engage only their community, and it would be pretty shitty of us to flood it with people from outside that community. And in a tit-for-tat exchange with the agenda piece side of One Piece discourse, we are dwarfed in terms of scale. Well, it didn't get posted to r/One Piece, but if it did, I'd be having this conversation about One Piece. Happened to Kagurabachi. Sucks. I think it's best to rescind the call and remove the post, OP. That would have been for the best. So that shows this is a sensible community. There are people in this Kagurabachi community that are normal and don't like to make everything a competition, as there are with every other fan base, I'm sure. And then just somebody agrees, and somebody else says, not even the, yeah, I think E5 is should be the best chapter. Yeah, exactly, that's what I just said. And then there's these 3 points at the end by somebody else. Actually, I think it's the same guy from the above one. Doesn't matter. 1. I don't think a content creator would complain about more people engaging in their posts. Yes, I would. I absolutely would. I don't care about that. I was trying to do an award show for my community. The Manga Cage Awards isn't something I expected to get a lot of views, and it actually kind of did, for my standards at least. But that was for the community. That's what that was. That was for regular viewers of the channel to talk about things we liked that year. I did not need that to extend anywhere else. So no, you were wrong about that. 2, I don't know about others, but I think 1165 is one of the weaker chapters of the recent flashback, yada yada. And I would put it comfortably below chapter 84 and 85 of Kagurabachi. IMO, it would be deserved if Kagurabachi wins. True. There is a point to be made there. Yeah, maybe, I honestly, yeah, I agree. I think that Kagurabachi chapter was better than that One Piece chapter. Neither of them were my chapter of the year, but I do agree, sure. But other people don't, and they didn't even really get to express their voice here because they got outnumbered. 3, IMO, both of the options are wrong, so it's not a serious poll, IMO again. For Kagurabachi, it should be 85. For One Piece, there were other chapters far better than 1165 in the same flashback. That may be true, but that's what my community voted on. My community. So back to your point 1, you guys just came in from an outside perspective and are now critiquing their choices. For what? So as you can see, this fandom war happens. So as you can see, this fandom war happens everywhere, all over the internet, all sides. I just wanted to highlight the IMDb thing with Fire Force because it was driving me crazy. I had to talk about it somewhere. This is a problem. And again, this video is not meant to find a solution or psychoanalyze people. I'm just simply asking, why are we doing this? Why can't we come together and just love the things we love? We don't need to fight. We can, multiple goats can exist. We can have, look, Berserk, Vinland Saga, I love them both. These are in contenders, like the big 3 seinen things. The Vagabond, Berserk, Vinland Saga, that's a pretty united fan base, actually. I see all kinds of art with the 3 of those main characters hanging out. But that's probably the thing, it's seinen. It's aimed at adults. We're talking about children's comics. We just gotta be civil. And it feels impossible. We're stacked against impossible odds because of the sheer amount of people that think this way. Oh well, what can be done? At least Ratatouille doesn't have this problem. one of the best movies ever made. Alright, thanks for listening to me yap about this nonsense. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts on this situation, or pick your faction. I don't know. Let me get a tally on who's in what side of the war. I'm very curious what other people think about this whole mess. And if you'd like, you can also become my channel member at 3 tiers. The first being the Nice Prison Visitor tier, which gets you early access to new videos, and that's it. The second being the Nice Prisoner tier, which gets you early access to new videos, your name in the credits, and access to an exclusive monthly show where I talk about the state of the channel and my life, whatever. Just fun little things. There's an update video you can check out. And then finally, the Super Nice Prisoner tier, which gets you all of those things, as well as your name read out loud right now. So thank you to DJ Tengen, Hexen Henziduden, Milu Kitty, Braden Farrell, Halfpipe, Rafker, The Cosmer64, Cosmic, Key to the Skies, Iliadis, Noobs Rock, and Dan. Thank you all so much for your support, and thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in whatever you decide to watch next. Take it easy, guys.